We obviously want to jump in as quick as possible. We're going to be seeing Train here. Inferno and Dust 2 and Blah. I mean, go ahead. You heard Train and I heard a disgruntled sound.
No, it's for me, it's the Inferno pick from Invictus. I wasn't really impressed with Inferno yesterday, and TYLOO, they destroyed Vici and Inferno recently, and Vici is supposedly the best team on Inferno in Asia. So looking at the map picks, all three maps seem to be highly favoring TYLOO. The nuke overpass banner standards, but doesn't matter which map it goes to. I think this new TYLOO lineup, they have a deceptively pretty deep map pool, so this is looking rough for Invictus already.
Obviously this is going to be, I think, more important for Invictus. Obviously, you want to make it top 8, which, you know, most people will say out there that's not too difficult to do. But taking down TYLOO, like winning a crucial match like that, I think there's way more importance for them to take the victory over TYLOO, who is expected to win, Mitch.
Yeah, the thing is, when you look at Train, it's not like Invictus can't play it either, though. I feel like they've got an okay shot at both maps. Obviously, picking Inferno, they must have something ready. There's plenty of sample size for them to learn how TYLOO play. They played Vici 4 times, beat them once. And when you look down towards Train, this is where you've actually seen Invictus beat BTRG, the team that knocked TYLOO out of the Weibo Masters. So this is perhaps an opportunity for them. But yeah, I think you would be doing them a disservice if you don't admit it looks like a 2-0 off the bat.
Well, you know what? We're going to find out here in just a few moments' time. I'm hearing word that the game is about to start. So, Bled and Dinko, take us underway here with our first game of the day.
Thank you very much, Jason. Yeah, this is probably the best game we've had in the tournament so far. Again, we were discussing there is only 3 games being played so far, so I mean it does make sense. But TYLOO versus Invictus, 2 teams that are looking pretty exciting right now. I think Invictus actually looked pretty good yesterday. I think the individual showing up, Destroyer was hitting some nice shots, but the player I want to look at again to see if he can step up again is Flying, because he was incredible yesterday. So I think all of the win conditions have to align for Invictus to be able to take down TYLOO today, and it's just unrealistic. So it's basically give us your best shot here, Invictus.
Yeah, the worrying thing, and I think something which we got to understand when you look at the stats, right? You look at TYLOO's map win rate on Inferno, and you're like, oh, that's pretty terrible. It's like 22% or 23%. They've only beaten Vici once at 2 very recently. But if you look at the teams they've beaten, or they've lost to, rather, I'm talking about like teams like Gambit, FaZe, because they were playing Pro League, bear in mind. So you got to put that in context, right? And you look at Vici, or maybe even Invictus's map win rate on Inferno, or some of these other maps, they're not playing the caliber of teams that TYLOO had to play in the past few months. So you got to have that in context. And looking at Train, this pick from TYLOO, it's interesting because the last time I think it was Vici who picked it against them, and they just completely demolished Vici, especially on the T side. And here we go. Smokes raining in. Pretty standard take. A little bit of a delayed take there, just trying to take out all the utility from the CTs. Destroyer tapping away, but not able to find anything. However, Flying does strike first.
Yeah, Flying gets the first kill, and he's still alive. Oi, taking down players. This is clean from Invictus. A good start into the pistol round. Somebody comes back in with a Glock. A double kill. Dan King, though, swings it around. And this is TYLOO all over Dan King. What the hell just happened? 3 kills out of nowhere. The pistol round was done. TYLOO looked out, and Dan King says no.
2v5? Okay.
Yeah,
Dan King and
is nuts.
Oh, Dan King is nuts. Absolutely nuts. For those who probably, I mean, for newer viewers probably wondering who Dan King and Slowly are, I mean, these are the 2 guys who got picked up after Zeta and Freeman, with the entire COVID situation. Zeta moved on to Valorant. Freeman right now is, I think, in kind of like I really don't know what he's really up to at the moment, but with Dan King and Slowly coming in, Dan King is one of the up-and-coming stars in the region. Oh, yeah. And he was playing with TYLOO for a couple of weeks, right? And then he got kicked because of internal issues where he was being a little too toxic, is what I heard. He wasn't showing up for practice games or even officials, for that matter. From what I heard, very famously, he was busy playing a pug, and he became late for an official. And when TYLOO like, hey, we're about to go live, he's like, oh, hold on, let me finish my pug. So hopefully he doesn't have that attitude anymore, but one thing's for sure, this guy is sick when it comes to playing Counter-Strike.
Yeah, I think when you get kicked out of the team, it kind of shows that you have to turn up, and well, Oi is going to turn up indeed. A couple of kills for him, a Deagle starts it off, and while the AK finishes the job, now it's just Attacker, and Summer left alone in the 1 versus 2, but luckily the position from Summer is good enough down in towards Ivy. He will take the kill on the Galil. 2-0 up here for TYLOO. Good start. And again, another scary round there where Invictus nearly make it happen with the Deagles. And if you weren't watching yesterday, you're unfamiliar with this team, this is exactly what this team can do. They can win off the back of Deagles when you're least expecting it.
Oh yeah, indeed. I'm just surprised why Summer just swapped out his Galil for the Mac-10. Maybe he thought the AK was dropped over there. And expect to see these rounds. You're going to be seeing a lot of rounds being won by TYLOO where they just have 1 or 2 members left alive. It's just the way they approach it, right? Very explosive, very in your face. And the second force buy, this is... It makes sense for Invictus because they know just one player has survived there for TYLOO. They're probably going to try and break their money. And so far, it's kind of working out. First kill going the way of the CTs, but a quick trade coming in the form of Attacker with the AK-47. Slowly, an Attacker playing this one really kind of passively. There we go, Attacker quickly bringing back the man advantage for his side and destroy it down to 22 HP. So this force buy, it's a very expensive investment, Dinko, and if they don't win this, they're going to have to go for a full eco, and that's going to give 4-0 to TYLOO, so that's worrying.
Yeah, there's kind of a high-risk, high-reward scenario playing out right now for Invictus, and well, so far they're not getting that reward because slowly taking down 2 players in Ivy, and now it's just Oi. Show us what you can do, Oi.
Nothing much. Well, with that, I really don't blame Invictus for going for that force buy, though. That's one of the rounds where it makes sense. So it's just going to be pistols this time around. So looking to see the... I do believe you're going to be seeing a dual op setup coming out here if they do get the money. And this is one map where Xiao Sage actually likes opping a bit. You know, Viva can be a little bit more aggressive with his rifles, but expect to see Destroyer and Xiao Sage or Destroyer and Viva trying to wield a dual op. That is Dinko if they have the money to work with, because... CD side train, it's never that easy, right? You need a utility, you need to make sure that you keep the T's kind of pins it down towards pop dog, towards teammate, and if you lose too many players, you just don't, you know, sometimes you just don't have money at all for the duration of the half. And right now, TYLOO looking to make some bank with his Mac-10s.
Yeah, we do see that quite often, where the CT economy never really get it going at the start of the half, and then they just kind of play the rest of it, trying to jostle for the economy game. There's too many rounds. Especially going up against T-side Trin. You don't want to let too many rounds be picked up here. Especially against a team like TYLOO when you're coming in as the underdog. We're always going to get a good start. The headshot picked up on towards Attacker. Slowly on the Mac-10, just charges on in. Takes down Oi. Another kill from Dan King, and the Mac-10s are picking up cash. 4 kills on them in this round. And now it's just flying. A 1 versus 4. They'll sit back on the stairs and towards CT spawn. With 50 seconds left, flying. Looking for the shots as the bomb is planted. Look for Dan King. Nice shot from flying, but any more than this, looking rather unlikely. Shots coming through the smoke, and there it is. Somebody comes around the right side and to take him down. 4-0 for TYLOO. This is a star and a half coming in from the TYLOO side. Finally, we're going to get Invictus onto the rifles. All picked up immediately for Destroyer. Now, we've seen Viva obviously AWP yesterday. But Destroyer was picking up quite a bit, actually. And he was doing some good stuff with it.
Yeah, the thing with Destroyer is he's more the classic opper for Invictus, right? He's going to be the CT op, going to be the you know, the side holder, and while Viva is kind of like the T side op, you're going to see him wield that quite often. The T side Inferno, Viva is, and he's kind of like the X factor for this team. And I would like him to be a little bit more consistent, because when he pops off, he really can pop off and pretty much win a map single-handedly on his own, right? But it just feels like he still has a little bit of growing to do in Counter-Strike, like a little bit more reasonable approach to the game. Look at this pace being set by slowly, but he's gonna just run on across. Okay, that is just weird. All right, we do see Summer replying back. 3v3 right now, but if this kill goes the way of TYLOO, it could be pretty rough. But Destroyer does get the kill, and the bomb is dropped at his feet. I didn't even notice that, leaving it all on Mr. Dan King. Now, he's pulled off a 2v5 earlier with somebody alongside him, but this might be a little hard. He's aware of Xiao Sage's position. He knows it's somewhere around towards the E-box area, but he's worried someone might be around the blue train. The thing is, can he catch Flying or Destroyer? He looks the wrong way. Destroyer is looking the wrong way as well. That's a huge kill for him. Now with 30 seconds on the clock, he needs to make a little bit of haste, and Flying's going to ensure that nothing else goes wrong. So first round on board for Invictus on their bye round.
Yeah, important round as well. So good sign that they'll be able to pick up a round win here once they get the rifles out. They came close in a lot of the lower round buys as well, so not too bad from Invictus. A decent enough sign coming from them. Over here for TYLOO, it's the AWP out immediately on the T side, the AK-47s. We'll get to see what TYLOO can do on this T side with their full investment. We're up against the full buy of Invictus. Now, take a look at what Destroyer's going to be doing. It's just the connector peek again. He just holds down in towards connector. Going to be looking for the wall behind him. Luckily, Summer, he's ducked. If he was standing up, Destroyer finds that first kill.
Well, boy. I like how many attempts he's going for the wall bang. I appreciate that. I respect that. I feel like a few teams learn a little bit from the Chinese side, you know, just going for some of the wall bang shots and trying to luck a bit. I like the little bit of aggressive setup here from the CTs. Although giving up, Ivy controls rough. The attacker and Danking they strike in tandem. Now the two players towards Pop. I don't know if TYLOO's going to be expecting there, but one Molotov is going to ruin their day. Smoke's going to come on out. Danking finds another one. Xiao Sage trying to peer out through the edge of the smoke. It's going to be not really working out. It's going to be all on Oi. They knew where he was earlier, and a flawless round from TYLOO. Almost some of the only casualty. That's a devastating round for Invictus. They win one, they just kept 2 alive, and then they just lose the round, just taking 1 kill to their name. That's unfortunate for them. Well, 5-1 for TYLOO, and this map pick from them, this is looking very, very solid indeed. 5 rounds on a T side is usually something, especially just 6 rounds played. That's almost a win condition met, right? Obviously, we'll be looking for more. We've seen of late how Train has gone from being, you know, one of the not just one of the, I think the most CD-sided map in the official map roster to being slightly more T-sided, especially when the Krieg was pretty much unbeatable, like just an overpowered weapon. But even since the Krieg has gone away, you've seen more teams netting those 5 rounds, 6 rounds on the T side. So until they get to like 8 or maybe 9 rounds, I don't think Tyler's going to be feeling supremely confident.
We'll see what these Deagles can do into round number 7. Utility's starting to come on in. Flashes up and slowly starts to walk out on towards the bomb side. Drops down from heaven. 1 kill from Sasa J. There's going to be a nice reply from Flying as well, but a couple of kills coming back and forth. It's still a 3v3, and TYLOO have the better rifle. Summer with another double kill, but it's a 2 versus 2. How are the Deagles so good at getting themselves into these positions time and time again? Attacker and Dan King into the 2 versus 2. Bomb plant is going to come in here from Dan King. He'll be looking for a pick or 2 here. Leads at least 1, I feel, into this clutch. Dropping down from the oil train. He hears that drop. He knows there's a player down here. Destroyer. Oh, he's going to go down. Dan King switches to the Tech 9. Still got his teammate Attacker alive as well to play with him. And now it's all onto Attacker in the open. He's going to go down.
No.
And Viva on the Deagle. A second round for Invictus Gaming. That is just incredible from Viva. A huge clutch.
I feel like Attacker could have... I get why Dan King pushed up. He got to pick towards oil. And maybe instead they could have played that a little bit better. I get what Attacker was trying to do. He's trying to push on out and ensure that it was a 1v2 scenario when they had to face off against Viva. But Viva playing the train perfectly. I would like Attacker to kind of like bait out the bomb rather than just go for the duel over there. But hey, it is what it is. Second round for Invictus. Again, the Deagles, man. I'm getting flashbacks from yesterday, Dinko. It was just ludicrous the number of rounds teams lost just to the Deagles.
It was ridiculous, and so many teams suffered against them. And so many rounds, should I say, were suffered against them. And we have played the one team, the form of Tiger. It's not going to be an easy road for Invictus to start things off, is it? You know, start off playing the last winners of the previous RMR, and then you go straight up against TYLOO, best team in the region. At least they're getting their hard matches out of the way. But then again, you definitely want to play the better teams once you've actually built into the tournament, you've fixed out all the mistakes, right? So there's a couple of ways of looking at it. Are you a positive or a negative guy, Blair?
I'm extremely negative.
Well,
although I'm also someone who believes that who thought TYLOO could achieve something for like 5 years. So I guess I'm kind of an optimist as well.
a believer.
A believer.
I mean,
Probably hates himself for believing too much.
I mean, TYLOO feel like they've always been on the precipice of doing something, right? In the rest of the world, they've come close a couple of times. It's just unfortunate. I feel like this team changed their roster so much, but this team seemed pretty solid. See if they can stick with this one.
The core have been together for quite a while. Like if you look at Summer, Attacker, and somebody, they've been together for a while, ever since that Flash Gaming lineup kind of broke apart, like the ultimate Chinese super team as we like to think it would be, but it didn't quite pan out. And sometimes it just is that way. Bomb gonna get planted. Attacker finding Xiao Sage, getting the man advantage back for his side destroyer with a good trade onto somebody, and Alighting flying. This is very ballsy, but he might just get spotted up by Mr. Danking, and with that, it's a 2v3 as Danking spots another player, gets a tag, and this should be the call for the save. It's not really worth going for this retake. Destroyer 5 HP. Viva does find one though, and they're going to continue ahead. They have the smoke and a kit, so they do fancy the chances. Smoke on the bomb. Viva, the Malta's not going to quite work out, but they're going to come peeking from below. And it's unfortunate. Viva, they're still sticking it, but he gets it. It's just barely a second remaining. I don't know how they've won that one.
No. Well, they basically just went and defused the bomb with TYLOO unable to do anything. That was strange. Well, that's unfortunate. Invictus just walk away with a ninja defuse, just steal it away. And while TYLOO, that's embarrassing. That's a little red face round. And now they take a look at what they've got coming into this, it's not a whole lot. So, yeah, we'll wonder who's going to be popping out of the drone today, Blair.
Well, there you go. Danking, trigger finger. Where's the... Okay, that's a little surprising. He was opping most of the times,
Yeah,
but I guess he... Oh, yeah, he was going for a lot of wall bags.
Yeah, he was indeed.
I love this, though. I love how, you know...
He's hit
look
the
at the
limbs.
aim breakdown.
43 wasted bullets in total. But he's hitting more than he's missed, so that's all that matters. Or no. Definitely not. He's hit 10 shots.
Not.
He's hit 10 shots, Blair.
But, yeah, each of those 10 shots, especially when you have the AWP in hand, I think it's more than worth it, right? It's AWP after all.
How's he only 95 HP? What has just happened here, Mr. Danking? Well,
okay.
Someone's hit him on the face with a decoy or something. Well, he's going to be chilling back over towards Ivy. Summer down in towards T-Con immediately. TYLOO going with a bit of a slower default. That's trying to get Danking to find this opening kill. Then that's when things can unfold for TYLOO. Danking all the way down Ivy. He's not taking his time at all. He's just walking straight down. They've got so much control here already. Viva playing passively on top of the green train, but he's going to look away with that flashbang, and this might just be the perfect timing. He doesn't really have the support pillars on this A-bomb site either, so if Viva is to go down, it could look pretty rough here.
The fact that Invictus has just opted to leave Ivy completely open, it's worrisome, because TYLOO, they really like abusing that part of the map, and giving too many avenues to work with somebody. We all know what he likes to do. Just float around, look around, do some wild things. As Viva, his attention, he needs to decide where he wants to face, and there's a player creeping up already towards Olaf. We find the peek from Destroy, but Danking ready and waiting for him. Viva needs to get the trade. He will find slowly, and he's going to find another one. Danking going for the peek. That's brilliant from Viva. Again, the savior for Invictus. And it's going to be all on somebody left in a 1v4. This guy has just come up to play today. That is massive indeed. And somebody, though, drops on down. Finds Oi. He's trying to make this a little expensive for Invictus. But they know his position. And they face him one by one. That is not how you want to play against somebody. Probably the best Chinese player in CSGO at the moment. And the bomb's dropped, but he still has no time to work with here, so he will have to fall. But he's done the damage. His 2 kills taken away in the 1v4. But at least a round will be salvaged. Invictus stick it to 4 rounds, and the 3 rounds have won so far, Dinko. It's Viva coming up huge.
Yeah, well, Viva, his position almost had to deliver. You know, if he goes down here immediately, then you've got so many issues. But he dishes out damage in front of him, then turns around behind as well. And Viva is looking good at the start of trade. He's currently 8 and 7. It's a defuse round for them as well. Doing a lot, having a lot of impact. 5-4, TYLOO is still be relatively happy with 5 rounds on the T side at the moment, but obviously we have discussed it. Be expecting a little bit more. We want them to get a bit more on this T side. At the moment, they don't really have the funds to do that, so this is a good chance for Invictus to even things up. As Viva is also the trigger finger.
He's been very impactful though. We got the Deagle round where he got where he won the 1v2. We have the ninja defuse. Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to be too pedantic about it, but he did stick it underneath their nose. It's not technically a ninja, as an average Reddit user would say, Dinko. But hey, and of course that hold on the outer bomb site. But they finally broken the money for TYLOO. We have the M4 saved in the hands of somebody. He's got no cash to work with. Takes a little bit of nade damage. That's about it. And the rest of them just pistols and a bit of utility.
Well, flying. Maybe swinging around here. You've got Summer and Attacker at the bottom of the ramp. Flashbang is going to be underhand throw, and it's going to be a kill from Flying as he takes down slowly. Now it's just Summer and Attacker. A 2 versus 5 in total for him. And while it's not looking good for the chances of TYLOO even to do a little bit of damage here. So, great round coming in from Invictus. It's important that they pick up these kind of rounds cleanly and have a lot of confidence, allow that economy to build. So, winning these rounds cleanly, it's paramount. Now, with 47 seconds left, TYLOO just taking their time. Attacker going back towards spawn with the Tech 9, but Viva, he's pushed up in T-Con. That's going to be a little battle ensuing at the moment. Attacker would love to take him down. That would be an AK to play with, or an M4, shall I say, to have in his hands. He'll walk back in towards T-Con, and with 30 seconds left, Attacker will be looking for this kill.
Times it right. And that's a nice kill. I think they'll take every kill they can get here. But 20 seconds on the clock, the bomb will not be retrieved. It is dropped pretty much in no man's land. An Attacker saves the M4. Honestly, he's got the Kevlar as well. So yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense. Although, if he died here, he would have at least got been able to purchase AK-47 and extra utility. But hey, an M4 utility, head armor, yeah, it'll be fine. And he also takes away get 5 rounds. You're already giving yourself quite a little bit of a buffer to work with on your CT side. But knowing TYLOO, they're definitely looking for more, and we should be seeing the buy coming in here from the TYLOO side. Although, did you believe they've taken a tactical timeout, perhaps? It looks like it.
Well, taking a look at what TYLOO will happen to this round, it's looking a little better for them now. They'll be able to put the AKs in every player. But there's a tech issue and a bit of a sound problem. So hopefully we can get that fixed very quickly, Blatt. Generally, those issues are relatively easy to fix. Hopefully,
yeah,
unless it's me, and then I can't figure out how to fix this at all.
It's alright. You sound okay. I mean, if you got a good voice, you could overcome anything bad. I mean, look at the old speeches by Churchill. You're talking about like 1940s technology.
Bit of a
radio.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about the radio. Yeah, I mean, radio mics back then were actually pretty cool. I actually would love to get a modern mic that actually has like the quality of that, of like modern microphone. Oh, look like that. That'd be kind of cool.
Just like compress it, sounds a little, not echoey. I'm failing to find the word, but you know what I mean, right? The old radio sound.
Yeah.
It had its own little charm. I'm actually waiting to see. Oh, there we go. I was just literally about to ask for the talk about the maps getting picked, but production. I think they have something in my head right now. TYLOO picking Train. Now the pick of Inferno. That's a little worrying for me because I was not convinced by Invictus's Inferno. And I feel like there are too many holes which TYLOO can abuse. And Invictus rely a lot on having these hero moments. Like, Viva's having a hell of a map here on Train. But if it wasn't for Viva, I won't lie. I think this could have easily been an 8-2, 7-3 scoreline in favoring TYLOO.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's been a few rounds where Invictus have got a little bit lucky here. And Viva's on their team. Because he has looked incredible. And now slowly starting to come out through the smoke. Oh, Viva, he's going to go down this round. Slowly finds him. And that is a bit of an awkward engagement, but the TYLOO player will come out on top. And now with a minute and 17 seconds left, TYLOO, the man advantage, looking to find a follow-up. It's Attacker that will get the kill, but it's back and forth. Still TYLOO in the lead, thanks to Attacker's M4. Now they have a chance moving their way on towards this A-bomb site. Destroy around the back lines, taken down by Slowly, and it's just Flying left alone. A 1 versus 3. The AK-47, and he's going to have to back away to spawn. It's going to be a round collected for TYLOO, and that's just the sheer firepower winning them that round.
And also a little surprising from Destroyer there. He was so hell-bent at preventing the bomb from getting planted while TYLOO still had quite a bit of time to work with. And he wasn't working together with Flying. Earlier, we saw how Destroyer and Viva were in the 2v2, 2v3 situation towards the inner bomb site, which Viva just stuck the bomb. That looked like a much better retake. This is more like, all right, I'm just going to go in and just like take a fast flick no-scope shot and try and win the round for my team. Doesn't really work that way, not against TYLOO. So, a little surprising why Destroyer didn't work with Flying in that scenario. There was still a chance, a very slim chance, but still a chance there. But with that, TYLOO get around number 6. And more importantly, the money for Invictus isn't looking good. They won a few in a row, but just losing the one round. They can still eke out a bye. They should. There we go. They will still have the bye. But after this, there's nothing left in the bank, Tenko. And if they lose this one, TYLOO can kind of run away with this half. And that is scary.
Yeah, you really don't want to be competing at the start of this half and being able to get rounds and maybe getting a little bit lucky with some big performances, but letting it all slide and letting TYLOO walk away with a convincing half win, that's when things get rough. And oh no, opening kill from Attacker. He's starting to really wake up now as well. Starting to open up the afterburners, but decides to go up the ladder and right back down. And while Oi's just going to walk in, takes an easy kill with Attacker on the ladder. Now somebody, he's looking for this trade, but Oi is in a decent position for this. Oh, still on the ladder. Somebody able to take down Oi. Now it's a man advantage. Once again, in favor of TYLOO, but Destroyer can pull that back. He has an opportunity, but he's so slow to react. Slowly takes him down. And now it's a 2v4. Two-man advantage in play for TYLOO. It just keeps getting better for them, but Flying so clean. 3k coming in from Flying. That is huge. And now it's just a 1 versus 1 up against somebody. And this could be one of the most incredible plays of the tournament so far. Flying looking for the last player. He delivers death. He dishes it out in towards Ivy. And now just 3 HP between him. And an incredible round when he has the angle, playing with a smoke. Huge round from Flying. Invictus given a 6th round.
That is just nuts from Flying. How is no one checking him, though? Why is literally no one looking towards the back? Oh, that's just a rough for TYLOO. But yeah, huge round from Flying. Also, information was conveyed to by his teammates that that somebody was kind of like, look at this. No one aware that the fact that Flying might be coming out from behind. Great work from him. The first couple of kills were clean. Takes a bit of damage to it slowly, but not afraid to face somebody because he knew that somebody was low initially. I don't know how Invictus is winning some of these rounds. Like, for example, we saw how Oi walked into... Was it Oi who walked into Pop Dog and found Attacker? Like, there was no pop flash for him. It was just so lucky that Attacker was on the ladder when he walked into Pop Dog. And it just some of these plays for Invictus where it just so strange, but it works on out. And this time it's a hit towards inner. Attacker spots out Flying. Actually, it's going to be somebody's going to get the kill. And immediately, TYLOO strike back. And I don't even know what happened there. Everyone's dead.
You know, it's one of those blink and you miss it. Get distracted for a second. You have no idea what's gone on because TYLOO just cleaned them up. And that's the unfortunate thing for me, players. The rounds we've seen from Invictus, they've all come off the back of individual plays, it feels like. The big rounds that they've won have all had to be at least one player stepping up. It's mostly been Viva. We've seen Flying do it in the last round, but it's not sustainable. They can't turn it into consecutive round wins. And I doubt we'll be seeing that across the entire series against TYLOO. So, for the most part, I'm still kind of worried for Invictus right now. TYLOO definitely not looking primed, but they've got these individuals that can just pull off the round wins consistently. So, another good start for TYLOO into this round. It's Summer that opens things up. Attacker already out through Pop Dog on towards the A-bomb site. It's just default pistols here, so we shouldn't really be expecting too much. 1 kill and nearly a chance on the second as well. But now it's just Destroyer, P250 in his hands, left in the brown holes. This is a round win from TYLOO. It's 6. They've won the half as we move into the last round.
Yeah, this has been just a very dominant T side, right? Perfect timing there from Destroyer. And there we go. Someone denies him. The thing with TYLOO is they are, without a doubt, right now, the most stacked team when it comes to pure firepower, like you mentioned. And even if you go back to how much, like, remember, you got to remember, they were playing Pro League in EU Yeah, they were playing online because of the entire COVID situation, but they're playing against some of the best teams out there for the longest time, for at least 2 to 3 months when they were boot camping in EU, just a few months ago. And they obviously would have been playing against all the top teams in the region, scrimming against them. And despite the fact that they switched up Zeta and Freeman for Danking and Slowly, the fact is, got to take away the fact that somebody, Summer, and an attacker were playing there. They're used to a much higher level of competition. And right now, with the language barrier no longer being a factor, this is a very scary team, mind you. Like, obviously, it's hard to forget that they had the best player to have ever touched CSGO from Asia, Bentet, playing for them and pretty much hard carrying them for the longest time. But they were still playing with the handicap, the fact that the comms are never clear, even 2 or 3 years later when Bentet was in that team for such a long time. I spoke to Xcrit, I spoke to Bentet, he's like, yeah, the comms are still a problem. But now it's no longer an issue. When they got Zeta, even I questioned it. I'm like, is it worth it? I know Zeta's a really solid player, but is a trade-off worth it? Here's a one chance. You lose, you've lost Bentet, pick up a couple of Chinese player, just nullify that language barrier. But let's hold on to the thought here. Flying, he was a hero a couple of rounds back. He finds Attacker creeping up from above. No one's spotting him out yet, and he's going to find... Well, it's going to be destroyed. He's going to get the kill, but there we go. All of a sudden, from a 4v3 to a 1v3, and it's all on Slowly.
Well, we'll see if he can do anything here. Destroyer, oh, the damage is done, but Flying is just cleaning them up at 3k in the round. Brilliant stuff. Destroyer with a double. And that's going to be 7 on the board for Invictus. Not a terrible half by any means at all, really. But it was really Flying that stepped up towards the end of that half. And I said coming into this, I was interested to see if he could continue that performance against TYLOO. Because if he does, then he's just a legit talent. And honestly, I'm excited to see what Flying can do, because coming into this tournament, he was really under my radar. You know, I didn't closely follow the Asian scene as much as, say, you. Flying is definitely one of the players I was more unfamiliar with, but coming to the China qualifier, this is incredible. I think Flying has a real chance at becoming one of the top players. What we see so far.
100%, and I feel like that is something that could be said for almost every player in this Invictus lineup, right? Like you have Oi, who can have a series, Destroyer, Xiaosage. They're a third best team in China right now for a reason, and I agree with you. But the one thing they're lacking is that cohesion, right? When it comes to just playing together as a unit, which TYLOO make it look, they make it look very, really clean. And I feel like this particular TYLOO, they've already qualified for Pro League. I'm excited to see what this version of TYLOO can do against some of the EU teams. Of course, they're not going to be, you know, able to beat a top 10 team comfortably at the very least, but hey, you know, against some of the tier 2 or the bottom of tier 1 teams, I think they could potentially be a force to be reckoned with. But right now, in a bomb site, the hit, it's a 5v5. Bomb will be planted. It's going to be one of those classic but rare 5v5 retakes. They do have a smoke and a kit in the hands of Summer, and they're going to hold on to that till they get a few kills here.
Oh, Sasage trying to make his way through. He's going to go down slowly as well, finding a headshot, but the good position from Oi delivers 1 kill. But that's not going to be enough. It's a 2 versus 2 as Destroyer and Flying pulling things back, and Flying's position is so strong in upper. And now Dan King, the player that won the pistol, that turned it around for TYLOO in the first half, trying to do it here, but they play it well, they hide, they shudder away in this round. Dan King not given any opportunities to pick this round up, so good round from Invictus. They win this pistol. Good start into the second half. That's exactly what they'll be needing going forward. There's 8-8 on the board already.
Yeah, that was the round they absolutely needed to win, right? And even then, I don't know. I still feel it's rough. I remember when I was casting the TYLOO game against Vici.
Ooh.
I love that camera
That was
switch.
clean.
Yeah, I just love it. I know it's been there for a while, but it's one of my favorite.
Oh yeah, it's one of the best.
One of the best out there. But yeah, the interesting thing is somebody was so aggressive on a CD side on Ivy that Vici were expending Molotovs and utility on the T side at Ivy, keeping him at bay. Let me repeat that. The T side were using utility towards that green dumpster over there where somebody is, just to force somebody not to peek Ivy. That is how insane somebody can be. And just him being there just draws out so much utility from the Ts. And I think Invictus are aware of this. Oi being very passive. He should win this duel though. Summer, very lucky to stay alive on 11 HP. Now, is Oi going to be expecting somebody? That's the question.
Well, somebody just around the corner holding the one position down. They're not going to be aggressing just yet, but 3 players. It comes down to whether or not somebody gets the right read. He's going to peek at the right time. 2 kills. Somehow pulls it off for the MP9. And that's brilliant stuff. Now into a 3 versus 3. The weaker weapon, making this winnable for TYLOO.
He's nutty, isn't he? Just absolutely nutty. I
So
like how
are you getting 2 kills there?
It's somebody. He just has intuition, and not just intuition. Like, he is actually a very smart player. He's very, very unconventional. But there's a reason I rate him as probably the best player from, like, best Chinese player at the very least. And and that's something I don't say that easily. He's very, very smart. He knows what he's doing. His information play is really on point and very unpredictable. And he's the X factor for this Chinese side, for this TYLOO side, if you ask me. But bomb will be planted. They have dealt a bit of damage onto Destroyer and Xiaosage. Those Deagles could be a problem. However, flying will find slowly. So that's a Deagle taken away. And now it's all the danking. He's got the scout. We know what he can do, Dinka, but this might be a little bit too much of a tall ask to ask the young lad.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult here, but he's going to have a chance. The first kill. He'll look back to T-Con. Destroyer, his tip of his gun is showing around the corner. And Dan King's going to walk forward. His teammate goes down, though, here. Dan King, he's alone. And he's gone on to the bomb. He sticks this. He could win this round. He has a kit. He's got the cover. He's going to be sticking it, trying to charge him down to Sasa.
No way.
He gets the defuse. A few milliseconds on it, and Dan King, he pulls it off. We said it was unlikely. It certainly was. But he takes 2 kills and a defuse around the back of the bomb site.
That's insane. And I like how mobile he was with the scout. He wasn't just tapping the bomb and waiting for the T's to peek. He just pushed on in. I love the first kill he got there. Nice little fast scope. And there you have it. TYLOO, a round that they had no business winning. Somebody with the initial 2 kills with a MAC-10 towards, with the MP9 towards Ivy, and then danking, pulling off what was pretty much a 1v3 if you ask me. Yeah. We do have the Force Buy coming out from Invictus though. MAC-10, UMP, AK-47, Destroyer, and Oi. They have sacrificed almost everything they had, but Attacker is going to find Viva.
Man advantage in play here for TYLOO. A couple of kills coming through as well. Somebody available. Summer as well. Now it's just Destroyer, and he goes down. 10 to 8 on the board. TYLOO are 2 into the lead. They reach double figures first, and well, the money is still not good here on Invictus. So TYLOO likely to hit 11 rounds, and TYLOO looking a little bit more comfortable now. They have an opportunity to get this economy going on the CT side. This is where things get a bit scary for me for Invictus, right? Because if you're on this T side and you've let the economy build over for TYLOO, very easy just to fall away here on train. So it's important that we see them come out swinging in this next gun round.
It is very important. I like that stat though. Somebody, like, you expect him to just push smokes and get headshots, but using a lot of utility. 37 different varieties of grenades used by the lad in just the 18 rounds. Not bad. And here we go again. Like, I told you, like, this guy is consistently aggressive towards Ivy. And now this is against, you know, just Glocks and a couple of Deagles here and there. But you'll notice that when he keeps aggressing like this, it starts sticking to the back of the minds of your opponents, where they're like, oh, he's probably there. And that kind of, it gives you Ivy control without really having to go for it.
Well, Dan King looking to lock down this T-Con run out. The Glock's coming through somebody this time in front of T-Con. And Dan King will assist him as well. Now Destroy and Viva going down in towards Ivy, a position that's gifted to them. But Summer, he goes swinging, and he's going to lose his head because of that. FAMAS picked up for Viva, although his teammate going down to Dan King. It's not looking great here for Viva, but he's given opportunities. Luckily, Attacker comes in and cleans it up for TYLOO. It's 11 to 8 on the board. Invictus will get this buy back in. And like I just said, they need to come out swinging in this round. They can't afford to fall flat. Otherwise, TYLOO take control of the economy game again. And well, 12 to 8, we're likely looking at 13 rounds for TYLOO. That's when things look almost unrecoverable for Invictus.
Yeah, this is the must-win round, if you ask me, for Invictus. Like you said, they might still have another chance after this, even if they lose it, but you're not really doing yourself much of a favor.
Certainly decreases your chances.
Sorry?
Certainly decreases your chances of winning them.
Oh yeah, 100%. And they still have a little bit of a buffer, right? Like, TYLOO still need to get 5 more rounds before they can win this, and that's a nice opening. But slowly with a quick trade, 3-man stack towards Brownhalls. That is so unconventional from TYLOO early there. And actually, Invictus almost walked into the trap, but they still will come out on top with a 2-man advantage. But the bomb being where it is, they have to win these duels. Summer's going to get plucked off, and like you said, this is a round they have to win, and it looks like they will. Somebody had rotated in because they were expecting the play towards inner bomb site once Invictus got 3 kills. But now, outer bomb site cleared out. They're gonna check all the close angles, ensuring no one's towards Ivy, and the bomb will be planted. Somebody, if he goes on down, Destroyer is going to be ready and waiting for him, and
Oh,
he's
well,
going to peek with it is a question. Of course he is.
I love
And
it.
of course he's going to plant himself as well. And oh, man. I love him. I agree with you. I really love watching somebody play. It's frustrating at times, but when it works out, it's just so beautiful.
yeah, so like you said, unconventional, certainly. Entertaining massively, right? He's just such a fun player to watch, and well, he has got an op. So saving that on over isn't the worst outcome here, especially tanking on $0.
I can buy it.
Yeah, I mean, we have so much money on attack here. It's slowly somebody with 6.5k in the bank to save weapon as well. TYLOO can certainly get a buy coming into this round. Get to see it again, just the dive. The flashbang comes in. You see Destroy just kind of looking at it, expecting to drop with the flash. He comes down a little bit later. And then at that point, Destroy has no other option but to kind of just like turn away awkwardly. And the timing just works out perfectly for somebody.
Double up setup. Not surprising there. Somebody very, very capable. And I'm actually glad that Summer is no longer, picking up the secondary op for TYLOO. I feel like he is better as a rifler, as a pure rifler, if you ask me. And somebody should be careful. Oi, edge of the smoke. But it's going to be somebody who's going to try and triangulate the tracers and where it's coming from. It gets the kill. Tanking did take a little bit of damage. Now it's going to be falling on back, maybe heading towards inner to bolster the defense, but no, they're still going to keep 4 towards outer, and somebody's position, again, the guy is just, I think he should be crowned a president of the whole W gang at this point in time.
Him and Amanek. It's leading the way.
Yeah, him and Amanek, and maybe Art.
Yeah. Oh, Art, certainly. I mean,
Yeah.
you've got it covered in pretty much every region right now. We've seen North American W gang. I suppose Furia touched that region anyways. They play there, so let Art take both regions. And while tanking, oh, okay. Not going to be hitting the deadly shot, and now the push comes through on the rest of the Invictus side. They look to try and take the site and a kill back, and that's exactly what they're going to get. Viva flying, finding headshots. It's just Summer getting anything done here for TYLOO, and that's only 1 kill for him. He goes down to Viva, and we've got a man advantage in play here, and a follow-up kill from flying it all on somebody. A 1 versus 3 quick shot as he dives to the ramp, and unfortunately with the AWP, he's not really in a winnable position there. And that's going to be a round picked up for Invictus Gaming, and it wasn't looking good for them. They just win the indoors when they head in towards the B bomb site. They pull that round advantage back immediately. I feel like Dan King was in a position there where he could have shut that all down.
He could have. That is a little unfortunate for TYLOO, but very, very fortunate for Invictus. That was a round. We said about it, how they needed to win the round earlier. They won it, then TYLOO shut it down, and now it's a much better performance for Invictus on a T side. Suddenly, it's looking very, very close indeed. Bear in mind, 11 to 10, it looks very close, but TYLOO are on the CD side of the map, so you should still be kind of favoring them. But this is a round where they can tie things up. The Mac 10 from Destroyer should shred through these unarmored opponents. Although somebody, Ivy is his domain, and he's going to run on out, just giving no chance for Oi to get anything done. And that's an SMG retrieved by somebody. One thing we know about this guy is he can be dangerous with whatever weapon he has. So they know where he is, but he's pushed on up. He has the CZ in hand, gonna find another kill. Somebody, he's not quite done yet, Dinko. Still running around being quite a thorn on their side in a 1v3 though. Ooh,
Yeah.
almost gets another one there, but he made it a little expensive.
Yeah, he did. Luckily, the money is actually quite good here on Invictus. So we'll be looking into these next rounds, and they'll be able to purchase up the next few. So TYLOO, the pressure's now on them, right? Because they don't have the AWP. They don't have a whole lot of utility either. This is kind of a scary time ahead for TYLOO. Because if they lose this, they're going to be in an economic deficit. In terms of Invictus, if they lose this, they'll still have some reserve cash. So TYLOO, they have to win this round, and they almost have to win it convincingly without losing any players would be the ideal situation, but Try and limit those casualties. And well, somebody aggressive in towards Ivy again. Another Molotov going in towards Ivy just to try and prevent this push, and they can handle it. I really don't know what it would feel like. Be on that T side, just know that you can't take Ivy in control. Like, no matter how much you try. You send 3 players there to try and fight for early Ivy control, and you might still lose all 3 players.
I've never seen anyone like play Ivy the way somebody does. It is ludicrous.
It seems like they can't figure out any way of dealing with him, apart from just throwing a smoke down and a Molotov. And even the Molotov doesn't prevent him from just walking through it. So, yeah, you've got a bit of an issue towards Ivy. And taking that control takes so much control on the round for TYLOO, because now they don't really have to worry about Ivy. They can just focus elsewhere. And while Viva, he misses the shot, but luckily flying is quick on the trigger. Slowly goes down, and the aggression not really working for TYLOO.
Well, with that kill, it has at least drawn at somebody. Does it in a bomb site, and of course he's going to be playing up close here. He's got his teammate watching towards heavens and danking just with the scout. That's very risky, but Destroyer catches somebody in a very, very uncomfortable position there. Barely does any damage, and Destroyer just destroying everyone, but the bomb is actually heading towards outer, and I thought Summer would be able to do something, but he gets found out by Xiao Sage. Oi coming in late from the Ivy position. You said this is a round TYLOO needs to win while keeping a lot of players alive, Dinko, but they're going to lose it. And by the looks of things, they just might lose all the players. Attacker's going to be left alone. And there is even Destroyer on the hunt. I like what Invictus did there. They were very, very passive, as in like they were holding the defaults. They waited for the aggression from TYLOO, and then they made them pay for it. And some good entries as well from Mr. Destroyer and the rest of the gang. So with that, Invictus are in the lead after what feels like forever.
Have they been in the lead? I don't think so. So this might actually be the first time they have been in the lead. And it's been a long road into this game, right? They've really always been on the back foot. But what's impressed me, and I think you probably agree, that the fact that Invictus have respected TYLOO, right? They're playing good Counter-Strike to realize, okay, well, we're not going to be able to take straight up aim duels against somebody, so let's use utility there and work elsewhere on the map. And they catch off the aggression. TYLOO playing this disrespectful, usual TYLOO playstyle in the region. They get aggressive, they try and take the aim fights, but Invictus are bringing the fight to them. They're catching them off. They're punishing TYLOO for their mistakes. And while 12-11 Invictus, I actually somewhat believe that they might be able to do this, especially with this performance. I think right now they're playing fundamentally pretty good Counter-Strike.
Oh yeah, this is much better than their CT side, right? Sorry, than their their CT side.
I mean, the CT side, it was better.
Yeah, was absolutely weird. We had so many hero moments coming out from the rest of the teammates to make it work. And this time around, this T side, they are picking up on TYLOO. This is a good sign indeed.
I mean,
and yeah,
this T side feels almost like it's a CT side because TYLOO are so aggressive. They're just kind of chilling, sitting back, waiting for some aggression, then they get the pick. It's kind of crazy how aggressive TYLOO are. Well, Oi does take the opening yet again.
Also, the interesting thing is Invictus lost to Vici for the Pro League in the Pro League lower bracket finals, right? And then Vici went on to meet TYLOO, where they just got schooled by TYLOO. I always wondered what would have happened if Invictus had won that series, because they played like I think like 7 or 8 hours of Counter-Strike in the 2 best-of-3, so they were like mentally exhausted. I think in the final map they just like shut down mentally and physically. But I was always wondering like, maybe if Invictus had reached the finals, they would put up a better fight against TYLOO. And right now it's looking the case, 13-11. T-side looking really, really solid, even better than TYLOO if you ask me. And considering that they had how many rounds again in the CT side? Barely that much to work with. I think this has been just a very, very good showing. It's not about TYLOO playing bad. It's just TYLOO playing the way they're used to, and Invictus having an answer for it almost every single time.
Well, at this point, just kind of sitting back, Invictus realize again, if they win this round, they're so primed to take this map. Put themselves right up to the scoreline that they'll be very comfortable with. 14-11. TYLOO's money gone again. Well, this is do or die time essentially for TYLOO. Another deep smoke coming in towards T-Con that prevents Destroyer from moving forward, and somebody's actually going to go and try and take an advanced stance.
I like how even though somebody's not towards Ivy, how much respect Invictus are giving him. You're still waiting at the back of Ivy, just like, all right, he's going to push now. He's probably waiting around the corner. I think that's Oi playing over there. But right now, yeah, Invictus are not just in a good spot round-wise, but money-wise. Look at the amount of cash they have. 2 players around the 10k mark, 2 players just over 7,000, and Xiao Sage, the lowest, the poorest member in the team, on $6,600. So that's a lot of money to work with, especially in the T side where your weaponries are a little bit cheaper as well. You don't necessarily have to go for the full utility buy, but with this inner hit coming in, Danking, he needs to start hitting his shots, Dinko.
It really does. He's missed a few in towards this B bomb start on the CT side, and now he's under pressure. His teammate goes down. Another missed shot from Danking. This round's done. TYLOO have to save. They have to bring these weapons into the next round, and it's 14-11, Blair. Wow. This is impressive from Invictus. We knew it was going to be a fun match. We knew it should be close. But Invictus being able to bring the fight to TYLOO early on the first map.
Yeah, I'm actually happy for Invictus. They have really showed up today. And they're showing that, hey, yeah, you might have the firepower, you might be the favorites here, but we are not going to be cowed down. We're going to take the fight to you. So, and bear in mind, they just got 7 rounds. 7 rounds on the CT side. And right now they're leading 14-11. Somebody missing what should have been an easy shot there, and they're getting hunted down. They need to stay alive, and they will. So at least they hold on to their rifles, but they need to do more than that. Invictus Gaming just 2 more rounds away from taking the map pick from TYLOO and heading into Inferno. If this is how they're going to be playing, I wouldn't be surprised to see the upset here. 3rd best team in China.
No, in fact, it's looking likely that we're going to see the upset right now in terms of the first map, at least.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, first map seems like it's definitely going to go to way to Invictus. I don't see TYLOO stopping this anytime soon. But even Inferno, the way they're playing at the moment, this is looking very, very different. It's a very different Invictus from what we saw yesterday. Viva is going to find Danking. That's an important opener. This round, TYLOO need to convert, or else I think this one's a donezo.
Well, they've lost the first player. Danking hasn't really been doing much here on the CT side, though. Again, it's looked pretty rough. A lot of missed shots in towards that B-bomb site. Could have actually shut down so many rounds for TYLOO if he just kind of shut a few players down. And Attacker taking down destroyers. That's Jet Gate trying to take 2, and he's going to find 2 of them. Slowly and Attacker both go down. Now Somebody and Summer left into a 2 versus 4. 21 HP here. Back towards the E-box. Summer, he's going to be looking for the angle, and he's going to find it. And now it's just Somebody trying to make the aggressive play, but Flying is ready for it. Summer, the last man alive here for TYLOO. 53 seconds left. Summer going back over towards the B-bomb site. This round is done. It's going to be 15-11. Invictus Gaming map point.
Also like how Invictus didn't just panic, just run. They waited for Oi to come out from Ivy, cleared out the outer bomb site, because the bomb is actually heading towards Inno, where they would have walked into Summer's waiting arms. But with this, 15-11, Invictus, they have basically defied the odds, have defied everyone, and they're just 1 round away from pulling off the upset map win at the very least. For TYLOO, like a few days ago, I think a couple of weeks back, they lost to BTRG, who aren't even like a top 6, top 7 team in Asia. And it felt like they were still kind of like figuring out how they're going to be playing. You know, they were still a comparatively new lineup. But at least looking at Pro League, they were just phenomenal. They were looking so very good. And I'm like, all right, maybe they've kind of figured it out. Maybe they know how to, approach this as a unit now. But it looks like some remnants still there. Still a little bit of a problem for TYLOO here. This is a map pick that they should be winning comfortably. The way they dismantled VG on this map was just like, I'm like, all right, these guys are something else. But it looks like you need to vary it up a little bit, right? I like aggression on the CT side. I like being in your face, but not every time. I like to see some standard defaults, just trying to maybe just play the safe route on the CT side. But yeah, doesn't quite play out the way you expect to sometimes when it comes to TYLOO. But for Invictus, kudos to them. 8-7 half, where they just had 7 rounds on the CT side, but here they are, 15-11. The T side looking really, really good.
Yeah. It's kind of weird how TYLOO move over to the more favored side and then completely fall apart. I think Somebody was really the only impressive player on the CT side. The rest have just been kind of lackluster. And again, in particular, Danking hasn't really been doing his job too effectively with that AWP. So, yeah, it's kind of it's all fallen off the This is the earth here for TYLOO going into the second half, and Invictus Gaming looking to try and close it. They have everything they can possibly want, all the utility, all the rifles over here for TYLOO. A few weaknesses in terms of lack of utility, a mag 7 for somebody. We'll see if they can stay alive, and it's going to be a good start. Summer takes down Viva.
4 in a row. It's not undoable. It is definitely something the realms of possibility for TYLOO to bring this one back and probably take it to overtime, but 4 in a row is something they haven't got so far on the CT side. It has been pretty lackluster, I won't lie. The problem for them, for TYLOO, is Invictus' money is so solid right now that they have to, like, lose. I think they can buy for the remainder of this, of regulation. Even if they lose the next 2 or 3 rounds, they can still buy into the final round of regulation here. But for now, TYLOO, finally a little bit of success going their way. It's going to come down to Destroyer and Flying to make this one work. They're going to come dropping on down. I love the double drop down, finding Danking. Destroyer has been pretty solid in opening up this lower bomb set especially, and then slowly not having any place to head towards. Destroyer steps out. Oh, he spots a hand, but Attacker comes in from behind and ensures that they get up to no more good, and that's going to be round number 12 for TYLOO. They still hold on, Dinko, but 3 more rounds back to back. That's something we haven't seen from TYLOO so far in this half.
It isn't, and that's kind of scary, right? But in its own right, as long as TYLOO win the rounds, though, that's all that matters. And while the money continues to be available to Invictus, so they'll be able to get the buys in. I mean, the Bison isn't that expensive, but you know what I mean. And we'll attack it. I think that's one of the first kind of rounds I've seen him look impressive since the T side. I think he was finding a lot of important kills going out of T-Con on the T side, and then kind of a little bit quiet moving over to the CT side alongside the rest of his team pretty much. But now TYLOO have the double op setup. It's Summer, a triple op setup. It's Summer, somebody, and Danking rocking the weapons. You don't see a triple op setup every day.
Listen, it's TYLOO.
True. I guess I don't cast TYLOO every day. So
I've seen 3 ops from them on the T side of Inferno once, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure if it's TYLOO on the Chinese team, but I saw 3 ops on the T side of Inferno at one point in time. That's when I lost my mind.
Well, you do love to see that. So
no, you don't love to see that, Dinko. You don't love to see that.
I take it they won the round. That's all. That's the crazy part about that kind of stuff.
I actually don't remember, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they did. But 3 ops. Okay. Oh, that is sick. That is sick.
Well, slowly has probably been the quietest player for TYLOO, showing up with a grit double, and now TYLOO starting their comeback. They've got the 2-man advantage immediately picked up here. Well, Viva, Destroyer, and Oi. Oh, they stand into a 3 versus 5. There's still plenty of time on that clock, and Destroyer looks to be the man to pull this one back. He's up on top of Blue Trim, but thinks better of trying to run out solo on towards the A-bomb site, especially with Viva finding a kill here. It pulls it back into a doable position. Just a 1-man advantage in for TYLOO. An attacker around the corner here. Destroy needs to win this infight. That's exactly what he's going to do here, Bly. Back into a 3 versus 3. Oh,
ooh, that's unfortunate. Oh, somebody should probably hit that, but Summer won't miss his. It's going to leave Viva alone in a 1v3 now. This is winnable for Viva. He gets attacked with Summer. Is missing a few of those flicks. It's 2 AWPs versus Viva, along with slowly towards Z. This is 20 seconds. It's not really going to happen here. I'm still waiting to see how that flash came in. I don't see Viva really winning this one. You know exactly where Slowly's going to find him. Please don't pick up another up, please. Oh, thank God. Picks up an AK. Thank you, Slowly. You're a man of good taste. I just want to see where that flash came from for that peek from Slowly towards Inna. That angle of the flash was kind of sick. Was it from like the top of the back of Brown Halls or something? Oh yeah,
it looks like
okay.
it. Yeah, it
True
definitely was. That's nice. That's a real nice flash. Good utility usage coming in. I think TYLOO have realized, okay, well, we can't really just go with our usual playstyle in terms of being BM and just going aggressive. They've had to think about this. They've actually been much more methodical in their approaches, and I think their decision making has become better Their aggression is more tempered. They realize, okay, Invictus require a little bit of respect here. And, well, maybe we've left it a little bit too late. 15-13. There's 2 rounds away here from TYLOO. But they finally got Invictus's money down to breaking point. They're starting to look rough in the reserve cash area. Still going to be a little bit of cash to play with in the next round. But TYLOO slowly but surely breaking it down. And now they need a 14th round. Slowly, let a bit of an offline go close towards upper. Hoping that he can catch a player running around the corner here. There's so much time still. And Invictus, they've got 1 player over towards Ivy. It's Oi that's tasked with that. Oh no, the timing, it's perfect. Slowly coming around the backside. Flying has utility in his hand. Oh, the timing. It's going to work perfectly for Slowy. And that's a man advantage picked up for TYLOO.
I think Flying was trying to set up for like a little bit of a ruse over towards inner, while the rest of his teammates are hitting towards that outer bomb side. But with him getting taken down, that's a problem. I like how somebody was so patient.
Oh! Okay, somebody with a double kill. It's just Destroyer and Shouts gay. There we go. I need to warm up into this play, and it's even worse when it's like game 1. My brain just doesn't comprehend it. And what? Somebody able to find what is that? He throws the op around the corner, the big fake flash, and then the P250 to take down Destroyer. Oh god, somebody is fun to watch, and well, it's over. TYLOO just win the round, and somebody, that is just incredible. What a brilliant round from him.
What an absolute madman. I so adore him. Like, there have been times where somebody has made me smack my head against a desk.
I mean, I can definitely see that.
Yeah, quite a few times. I've lost it. I've had to, like... I've done a lot of things to myself because of somebody. And not most of them being pretty bad. But there are moments where he makes me laugh, Denko. Where he makes me laugh and just marvel at the genius. The mad genius that he is. He is the Tesla of Counter-Strike.
Yeah, this is... There it is. The flash, fake flash around the corner, and then the P250 just taking down Destroyer and through the flames as well, just to add a little bit of spice to it. And now 15-14, getting into the last round of regulation. Will TYLOO pull it to overtime? Our first overtime of the tournament, I believe. And so now we're starting to look at the crumbling effect. Invictus realized, well, we were on 15. We had a perfect chance to take down TYLOO, rather convincingly, in fact. The scoreline would have looked really great for Invictus, but now, well, last round of regulation, this big lead that they had could easily fall out of their hands here. And it doesn't help that Flying, the player that's been the most impressive for them, just gets taken down in the brown holes with the worst timing ever. So that definitely wasn't the best of starts in that round. Who knows what he could have done with that utility, maybe pulled a bit of a rotation, allow things to look better for Invictus, but now they go with a quick hit in towards the A bomb site.
That works. That works, Viva. Okay. They're actually going to win with Viva opening it up with 2 kills with a Deagle.
Of course. That's the Invictus way. The Deagles. In a round, they desperately looked like it was going to go to overtime. And well, 1 kill comes in from Dan King, but it's not enough. It's just Dan King alone now. He'll walk forward with the CZ, and Destroyer takes him down. 16-14. Invictus will take themselves to win here on Trin. And what Invictus looking like a pretty solid team. I think towards the end there, definitely fell flat. TYLOO turned it up a gear, but I think they started providing respect a little too late in that game. So that's unfortunate.
That's unfortunate. I'm kind of happy Invictus won. I think they kind of deserved that one, the way they played the T side. But what a way to win the final round. Like Viva just popping off, 2 kills with a Deagle. They just go for the hit towards outer, and there's nothing TYLOO can do. A very classic way to lose the map for TYLOO.
Yeah, well, there's just too much madness for the 2 of us to handle, so we're going to bring in Mitch and Jason to help us stay alive, basically, because our madness is starting to get overwhelming. So, Jason and Mitch, what was your thoughts of that slowly play, or that somebody played towards T-Con? Because that was just nuts, and I think Jason is broken as well.
Jason, it's day 2. It's day 2. Jesus, get your act together. You still have 3 more weeks remaining of this.
Just Deagles. Just why even buy anything other than a Deagle? Honestly, like you can save more money. You can win more rounds. That play in T-Con, I don't know what to say about that. It's just kind of like, yeah, well, it happened. I feel like if that happened to you, just like, all right,
well, there we go.
Like, what else are you gonna do in that situation? I like this little like his switch up play to shoot from the left side of train and switching over to the right side, completely capture them off guard. But for me, you know, ignoring, I guess, the last play out of Viva, I guess the story was kind of about flying. Like, he really has been stepping into his own within the team over the course of this tournament, albeit only 2 games. He's been basically top fragging every single time. He had 16 kills in the end of the first half when the player below him had 9. Then he finished off. Well, last time I saw he was at 28. I didn't see at the very end when we did finish things off, but he's definitely such a standout player within this roster. And I don't know if that's because they facilitate it, though. I feel like we kind of all know the answer. It's not really that. It's just him being that good.
I think one of the drawaways from this really is that, I think, as you guys were saying throughout it, TYLOO's CT aggression was pretty insane. The lack of respect they showed coming into Invictus and throughout the entire first 20 or 25 rounds was pretty ridiculous and unfounded at the end of the day. When you've got someone like Flying, though, turning up, when they swapped to the T side, I was excited. I was hoping he'd still be able to deliver that performance. But honestly, then I wonder about consistency, because although he's been good so far, if you need someone to nearly drop 30 kills in order to win this series, are they going to be able to do that when it comes to Inferno, where we know TYLOO are solid, where they just recently overcame the Vici hurdle that they've faced so many times? The only thing I'm hoping is that Invictus have done their research, and the reason they're picking Inferno is because they've really done a deep dive on how TYLOO play Inferno.
Well, I was also still worried for the fact that, I mean, it's Train. It's the most CT-sided map in the pool, and we only saw TYLOO get 3 rounds in a row after losing the pistol round. And then when we saw Dan King finally pick up the AWP, he was a little bit lacking, to be honest. Yep. And then eventually we saw like a triple op pickup out of them, and it seemed to be like somebody who was hitting more shots at AWP than you know, their main opper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. Dan King looked rough going into the second half. He started things off well. I mean, the pistol round that TYLOO picked up on the T side was incredible, right? Because we've seen Invictus get off to the perfect start. They had all of the kills. It was a 2 versus 5, and Dan King delivers a sick triple kill. But then moving over to the CT half, he just kind of fell off completely.
Can you leave the scoreboard up for a little bit?
He should be picking up. You usually see him find. Didn't really come through, and unfortunately for Dan King, that does mean that a lot of that B bomb site hole was just crumbling. So we've got to see him step up going into the second map.
I do want to point out really quickly is the scoreboard here as we're seeing, because I was trying to pay attention to like who was performing the first half and then who was performing towards the end. And honestly, like a big shout out to Destroyer, because he finished off in the what was it, like the 14th round, so like the penultimate round of the half. He had 5 kills. He gets 2 more in the last round of the half, and then we switch things over into the second half where he